I don't know. Still don't understand how this GoPro works. I'm just in the shop right now. Got the big rock on deck. Had a little bit of an issue with the slipper clutch, but I didn't really investigate it. It just sounded like either the slipper clutch let go or that screw that tightens the slipper clutch might have backed off. That's a possibility. I didn't use thread lock or anything like that. Maybe that's something that I should have done. The only thing is I'm worried that that screw either stripped out or snapped off. I'm hoping it's not that. I'm hoping it just backed off is my guess. All right, so the slipper clutch does need to be adjusted. I want to say it's like broken in now. Hear it? So maybe that's what it was. So the slipper clutch, I think now wore in. I hope. Better not be the gears. Nah, it's definitely not my gears. So we're gonna check it out. So here we go. See, it won't do the preview because I'm in stupid 4K. Preview goes away. It's dumb. What's the sense of this? Alright, well, I can kind of see that it's in frame. I just usually like to have this, that way I can kind of glance at it. Whatever. So I took the skate park out. Took the skate park out to the big rock. But anyways, took the big rock out to the skate park. Slipper clutch, something. Yeah, you didn't see that. Battery's not still plugged in. Days later, dude. Days later. Battery's still not plugged in. I do need to get a new chassis on this thing. So that's going to be something that I do. But, and I'm going to be drinking my coffee. I'm going to be eating bacon, grits, and drinking my coffee all at the same time here. So, and my mount for the GoPro, I super glued it. All right. So, what are we looking at here? My chassis thing broke all the pieces. This was just a test kind of version. So now the battery really is flopping in here. There's no way for the battery straps to now kind of stay in there, so I am going to have to switch out this chassis, just get another one. I just have a hard time with, you know, something's not snapped in half, replacing the chassis for kind of like absolutely no reason. But I do believe I have already a chassis to replace this with, or I think I can just switch over to the other chassis there, the Vortex. I think the Vortex, isn't the Vortex the same thing? So anyways, breaking into this, we just need to take out this, which is kind of easy now. Take out the drive shaft. Drive shaft, you kind of like pull it this way, but you slide, and that's why this bearing kind of slides on this location right here. Because what you do is you slide this out this way, pop it up, and then you can slide the rest of the shaft this way. See, like it collapses. So, and the bearing should stay on there. So, I did already grease the bearing, so the bearing's meant. I do pull out these pieces just so I don't lose them. It's got the little center spline piece there, and it also has like, it's like a little shield for it. So that comes out, flip the truck over. You got this center screw that's right here that needs to come off. So pop that out. And normally you can take the same driver and kind of pry the red thing off here. Normally you'd be able to take the battery strap and kind of pull it, but I don't have like that set up right now. So what I have to do is just take a driver and go in between the motor mount and the thing there, and just kind of slide this little red piece out. Then that allows you to pull up on this tab and kind of shimmy or shift. On this side, you do have motor wires that you do need to disconnect. So the blue one, at least for my truck, is both the fan and the blue wire. So yellow, orange down the bottom here. You don't have to take it out of the track. You can if you want, but you just leave it in the track or in that little clip. And then what you do is you kind of pull up on this as you like weasel side to side. So weasel it side to side, and you can look and see all the debris that got in there. I did want to look at this gear. That's good. So it is, look at all the debris that got in there. This is all clean. This is skate park debris. So all this stuff. Look at that. Look at that pile. Would be a good idea to kind of take a blower and blow all this stuff out, get all cleaned up, but we're not here for that. I know everything's fine with that. It's the slipper clutch itself. Just going to take a driver, and I'm going to see if I can tighten that. See if that's potentially the issue that I'm coming across with this thing. I'm hoping that's what it is. It is. That's all it is. The screw backed off. Look at this. So there's nothing wrong with it. Just the screw backed off on the slipper clutch. I just got to put thread lock on it. But I am gonna pull this apart just for now. So I want to get this. I want to get this out of here. I just want to get a look inside, because everything inside was completely clean and free of debris. So it also gave me a look inside of here, and it still looks good. Gear looks mint. I bet, or I'm thinking, my motor mount got bent. So I am going to go ahead and just pop this out real quick. It's just this one screw right here. I want to pop this motor mount out and see if it's still straight. Actually, it does look straight. Bearing still is good. That is just break-in dust from the gear meshing with the other gear. So, but yeah, look at that. So here we go. That's all it was. The screw backed off. I mean, obviously I backed it off more. So I'm just gonna clean this. That's all it was, dude. That's literally all it was. Just the little screw for the slipper came undone. So I wanted to look in here, see how we're looking, because there's a little roller thing right there, and there's another one inside of there, and that's looking mint. So what I should do is clean off this. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. So what I should do is I should technically clean. Ah, see, this slipper's looking fine, man. What I had done too is I had reversed the slipper plates. So on this side, it's 2 plates. On this side, there's 1, just because that slides on that surface. So, bearing feels mint. This bearing in here is it turning? Let's see if it's turning. So this is the side that has the 2 plates and that center section. So I did want to just check out this bearing, and it feels good. Cool. All right, dude, totally fine. So put that in to there. Yeah, the slipper plate's already there. Put the other plate. Should probably clean that off. take this, key that into there, like that, give it a twist, drops down into place, and then this one is the one that I want to, this is the threaded receiver side. I want to clean that out. I'm going to use the industrial grade. Oh, stupid. This thing keeps popping off. Just want to clean inside of there real quick. Just like that. Nice and clean. And then I also want to clean the screw too. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on here. I'm going to clean the end of the screw here. Probably shouldn't be putting thread lock on it. But maybe I shouldn't. I'm going to try this one more time without thread lock. I'm thinking I kind of shouldn't be thread locking that. I feel like I do want to put some type of a fluid in there though. You know what I'm saying? Like this threads directly into that aluminum. Yeah, you know what? I think it moves too free. I am going to put a little thread lock on there. But let's see how dirty that got. Just from doing that. That's actually not bad. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put a little thread lock on that. I do want to put some lubricant. The plate. There we go. You want to make sure that that interlocks. Otherwise it won't settle all the way down. But I do want to put a little bit of oil just on that bearing. That's where one of those little needle ones would come in handy. Because if you do it this way, it kind of defeats the purpose of the slipper clutch. There we go. Too much. Oh, this is the wrong way. Don't follow what I'm doing. Because now it's pointless to put the thread lock in there. Damn it. Inside of there, there's another washer or spacer, but this is a little roller like washer, like it's a bearing kind of surface, and it looks fine. So what I did want to do is what am I doing here? Put this together. And then I do want to put that in there. So I am going to go ahead and just put a little bit of thread lock just on the tip. See what happens. And I know a lot of people say you got to wait 24 hours or whatever. I don't get the time for that. So let's shake this stuff up. I had a thread lock that was kind of dried out, which was nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a little dab on there. That should be enough, because it's going to thread in. This is really probably the wrong way to be doing this, but all it was the slipper loosening up. spec. See the screw just came through the very edge. You can see the shininess of it right here. Overall, I feel pretty impressed with this truck. It's funny how Arrma's original design with this was to keep it sealed, or call it a sealed system. And now when you look at their V2, what they do, they opened it up because they realized too much stuff was kind of getting in there. And everybody was opening it up anyway to get the junk out, so. Motor mount seems fine. This motor mount usually bends from the impacts. It actually looks straight. I had straightened it with a hammer on my welding table. But it usually bends like right here where the, actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, coming across, it is bent. That's not what I meant to do. Neither was that. Hearing something. How about if I find out what that is? Right there. So it's bent. So I'm going to pop it off real quick and rebend it. So Arrma did make a upgrade for this, and the upgrade actually works. It's a thicker motor mount. Yeah, you could definitely see that. Yeah, look at that. Right there. It's bent. Show you, you're just going to have to trust me. See? See the gap? See how it's bent? So it bent right there again. So I'm going to give it a couple of hammer taps, but I do want to get the upgraded one. The upgraded one will take care of that. So it's straight now. So you just have to trust me. See, there's no gap now. So it bent right where the screw is, because there's so much weight basically tugging. The weight of all of this is tugging on this because there's no under support. So suppose maybe if I put like some kind of support for the motor, but it's plastic chassis, so it all is bending. So that's all set. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this back on here. This one tightened up just a little too tight. Put that back in place. That little screw right there. And that just holds the motor mount to the plastic surround. And then the 3 screws basically tie everything together. So that bearing is meant. So this is where the new setup too, with the center diff that they've got. They've also changed that in a positive way too, because you can now have the support of this bearing, which kind of is fairly important to have the support of that bearing in that surface. So, because when you're doing the alignment of your gear mesh, without this in place, it's not great. I've done this, aligned this, tightened this down, threw this cover on, then ended up realizing that it was too tight. So, but that bearing's fine. I think I will put a little bit of stuff on there Just a little, like that. Oops, that's a little too much. And I'll go ahead and check this mesh. Kind of hopefully put this where I want it to be. Give it a roll. See how this moves? So you almost have to put this cover on in order to check your mesh, which that actually feels pretty good. See? What a pain in the neck this design was. Give it a little crank. Give it a little crank. Double check again. Keeping this tight. Roll it. It's alright. I would actually prefer a slightly tighter mesh than that. See, that's the problem. See, to me, that's too much. See how I feel like that's too much? So I'm going to loosen the lower one. See if I can get this to keep over just a touch. Put this back in. Hear that? Roll it. Hear that? Much better. Alright, so now the key is to be able to pop this off. And hopefully I'm going to crank this. Crank this one. Hopefully it didn't move. Almost feel like it loosened up again. It didn't. That's perfect. Hear that? That's the mesh I like. Hear that? Perfect. So that's literally all it was. Slipper clutch just loosened up a little bit. Nothing wrong with that, man. So, well, that really was nothing. So usually when I use these drivers, because this doesn't have a clutch, you leave the item that you're holding kind of loose. That way it kind of torques without dropping. And then you can come in and do it by hand. See? And usually that's enough. No squeak, little squeak, little squeak. So no squeak, little squeak, little squeak. So that was it. That's all that was wrong. That's all that was wrong with the Big Rock. Exactly what I said. I think someone had condemned it, said that the slipper clutch was blown or something. It wasn't. Could have been improper installation in the beginning, because I did kind of like lubricate some things. Now I got the thread lock on that. That spring, it kind of is supposed to keep that screw tight. Do you know what I'm saying? But also allow some type of slip. So it's a weird kind of balance, because if you over tighten it, then you're not going to get any slippage, but then if you under tighten it, it could back off. We'll see. So I'm going to put this thing back together, but this was just a very basic video about pulling this module out. They call this a module. I don't know if they call this a drive module or not, but it's basically the transmission in a way. You get the rear differential, front differential, center drive shaft. This is technically like a... Actually, you know what this is more like? This is more like a transfer case. This would kind of be God. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really a transfer case because it's transferring the power, I guess. So is it a transmission or is it a transfer case? It's a center slipper clutch diff, whatever. Yeah. So I'm going to be out ripping it. Well, I'm actually might not be able to rip it up today. We got snow coming tonight into tomorrow. And I've got stuff to clean up, dude. I just got so much stuff I got to do. So anyways, RC Guy Garage, hopefully you're having a good day. I plan on having a good day. Now my stuff is ice cold. Coffee's probably still hot, but I know that's ice cold. But I will try to get out and rip it up. Hopefully that's something that you can do. Other than that, what do you do with your life?